So there's a guy. He owns a farm and he has a horse. And one day, his horse runs away. So his neighbors runs over and they look at the man and they look sad and they say, this has to be the worst day of your life. The guy looks at him and he says, maybe. The next day comes and the horse comes back. And when the horse returns, it returns with 5 more horses. So the neighbor runs over and they say, wow, this has to be the best day of your life. The guy looks at him and he says, maybe. The next day comes and his son starts riding one of the horses. And while riding one of the horses, his son falls off the horse and breaks his leg. So the neighbor runs over and says, wow, this has to be the worst day of your life. The guy looks at him and says, maybe. So the next day comes, he gets a knock on the door, and it's the army. And they're drafting young men to the army. So they look in the house and they see his son. However, his leg is broken. So they can't draft him. So they leave. The neighbors comes over and they says, wow, this has to be the best day of your life. And the guy says, maybe. The moral of the story, nothing is either bad or good. Only thinking makes it so. See, a lot of times what we do is we look at our situation as the worst situation in the world. But we got to understand there's someone somewhere out there that has a worse situation than us. They're going through a worse situation than what we're going through. And there are some people that took the same situation that we are complaining about right now and took that situation and won with it. And they took worse situations that you are in and won with those situations. So what I say to you today is, stop looking at your situation as the worst situation because you might be financially not stable, or you might not be in the position that you want to be in life, or you might not be in the career that you want to be in, or your love life or your relationship is not where it wants to or where you want it to be. But we have to understand that this situation can be helpful for us if we choose to learn from this situation. See, we don't have to look at every situation as bad, and we don't have to look at every situation as because the door is closed, that means it's the end of the world. But oftentimes we're looking at that closed door that we don't see the many doors in our life that is open, that is available to us. We don't see the many opportunities in our life that has been opened up for us. We have to start looking at things different. We have to start seeing things not as bad or good, but what can I learn from this situation? What can I understand about this situation that can help me in life? And what I can learn about this situation that helps me in life, how can I provide the tools that is necessary to help someone else in life so they won't have to go through this same situation? Let's look at situations as not as them being bad, but look at them as lessons that we can learn from. Signing off with Cash. Constantly achieving successful habits every day. You heard? Can't spell Donnell without the O-N-E. You already know. Chosen one. Peace.